Welcome back, everyone. A couple weeks ago, I uploaded a video all about which home improvements give you the best return on investment when selling your home. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll have it linked in the description. It's worth a watch if you're thinking of selling. But today, I'm sharing with you the home improvements that give the least payoff to save you from wasting your money, and some of them might shock you. Selling a home always has some cost to it, and if your home is older and more dated, you'll need to do some sprucing up to get top dollar at the closing table. We see magazine-style photos of perfectly staged houses that look crisp, bright, and professional, and we want to get as close to that as possible when marketing our own home. But some of the updates you might be tempted to do either don't add much or any value to your home, could even lower it. I'm Joe Nelson of the Nelson Home Group, Kansas City's highest rated real estate team on Google. Let's dive into the home improvement projects I recommend avoiding when you want to sell your home. The first upgrade you need to avoid is installing a pool. Pools are phenomenal to have your own recreation. I have one myself, and yes, a private pool is very appealing. Here's why I don't recommend it before selling your home. Pools are astronomically expensive, and the value they add to your home is totally eclipsed by the price you pay and the time spent upkeeping them. Many people absolutely do not want a pool and will not even consider your home with one. So it reduces your pool of buyers right away. See what I did there? My dad joke game is strong. Adding an above ground pool will add nothing to the market value of your home, and an in-ground pool that may add some value won't add enough to even cover half of what you'll pay. You'll also have to consider the time it takes to install and weather and ground conditions that may delay completion. These can all delay the process of listing your home. It's much better, in our market at least in Kansas City, to leave the ground unbroken and advertise the endless possibilities of the lot itself, and let the buyer decide if the time, money, and upkeep are worth installing a pool after the purchase. If you want to install a pool for a house you plan to call home for a while, I think it could add a lot of personal value to your daily life. My family and I love our pool and use it often. However, when it comes to return on investment for installing one, it's about the worst thing you can do. Next up on our what to avoid list is solar panels. Again, this may be a great choice for you if you plan to live in your home for an extended period of time, but it's not a great choice when getting ready to sell. Solar panels are expensive to install and are usually purchased through financing. It takes years or even decades to get your return on an investment. Now imagine you have tens of thousands of dollars to pay back on the panels that are fixed to your roof while trying to list your house. What's the likelihood a buyer can and would want to assume that loan on top of the mortgage payment they're about to take on? We find that buyers almost always want that lien removed and are not willing to assume the responsibility for that loan. Would you have enough cash and proceeds from your sale to pay the balance? While the energy efficiency sounds like a great hook to grab potential buyers, you're going to be paying a big lump sum for those panels at the closing table. Not to mention, depending on the size of your house, you may need to install a higher than average amount of panels, making the cost to you even higher. You're essentially paying thousands upon thousands of dollars for someone else to have a lower utility bill, one that may not be as significant as advertised due to faulty equipment or less than optimal sunshine. Avoid anything that's going to have you spending more money than you'll make on your sale. The third thing to avoid when selling your home may hurt some feelings, but that's definitely not my intention. You want all of your upgrades to be of professional quality. So avoid any DIY upgrade projects that look, well, like you did it yourself. If you aren't an expert at a repair or installation that makes sense for your home, hire a contractor. Buyers can tell when a job was done only half right, steps were missed, or the finish isn't pristine, and it's ultimately going to bring your market value down. New flooring needs to be laid evenly. Paint jobs should be streak-free and stay off of trim and ceilings. Hardware needs to be level. If you're adding a deck, you need to make sure it's built to code. Bigger jobs like new kitchen cabinets, counters, or laying flooring are generally better left to licensed contractors. And if you aren't sure who you can call, lean on your realtor. That's what we're here for. A good agent has a list of contractors they have a history of working with and can attest to their skill and workmanship. Since you watched my last video, and it's okay if you haven't, just make sure you do, it pairs with this video nicely, you knew to talk to your agent before starting any improvement projects anyway, which means you can also ask them who they recommend and what they recommend to be completed by a professional so that they can get you in contact with them. Trust me, when it comes to necessary upgrades, it's worth it to pay a little extra for the much bigger payoff at closing. Okay, the fourth thing to avoid: don't skip on quality when you make your updates. Like my story last week about the seller with the cheap LVP flooring, it's incredibly obvious when low quality materials have been added. I'm all for modernizing dated aesthetics, but if you swap laminate for vinyl that looks like plastic, it's going to make the home look cheesy, and potential buyers are going to see it as one more thing they'll have to pay to fix after buying the home. You want your upgrades to be as low a cost to you as possible while simultaneously increasing the value in the eyes of potential buyers who can see themselves moving right in with little to no additional work or expense on their part. This is not only going to increase your market value at the time of listing, but may increase it even further by appealing to a larger number of people and encouraging competing offers. If you're going to do any updating, don't skip on quality. Be ready to cough up some money in order to make it more in the long run. You know the expression, it takes money to make money, and that's true of upgrades on your home. On the flip side, don't go overboard. Just like with pools and solar panels, not all high quality upgrades are going to be worth it. First example, spending a crazy amount for the latest state-of-the-art appliances like refrigerators, ovens, or dishwashers. Make selections that fit the style, price point, and neighborhood of your home. No need to go overboard. Maybe you're an investor and want to put some appliances in the home to help appeal to people who don't have any to bring with them or the cash to buy them right away. In that case, get something basic with a finish that goes with the room in the house that's good enough that a potential buyer won't find themselves wanting to replace it right away. It doesn't need to be a smart fridge that can tell you the weather when you pour a glass of water. Smart fixtures in general aren't worth installing just for the purpose of marketing the home. And unless your HVAC is getting incredibly old or faulty, you don't need to install a new system just before listing. Keep in mind that when it comes to updates and upgrades, basic is generally better depending on your price point. You want all of the rooms to be cohesive. It shouldn't be obvious that one room got a huge facelift while the rest were left untouched. And the home itself should feel like it fits in the neighborhood. And there you have it, my list of home improvements to skip over when you're listing your home. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with anything on this list and what you'd add to it. As always, like this video and subscribe to the channel for more real estate tips. We upload a new video every Friday. If you're thinking of listing your home in or around the Kansas City area and you want to talk about what you should have on your to-do list before selling, call or text me today. My number's right here on the screen and in the description box below. You can also request a free home valuation. I'll have that linked below as well. Make sure to put Kansas City's #1 marketing plan to work for you and let Nelson Home Group be your Kansas City real estate experts. I'll see you next time.